What is up, everyone? So I have a little problem here with my computer. It hasn't been able to boot into Windows for a while now, and I finally got the time to, see what the problem is. Yeah, sorry that the motherboard looks sideways. The motherboard looks sideways because of the case. So my problem is, when I power on the machine, it doesn't display anything. Nothing shows up. It keeps running. So in this video, I'm gonna see if I can try to fix the problem. I'm gonna go through some stuff that I usually do to see if it boots. Every step that I usually take when I try to diagnose the problem. So I'm gonna go ahead and power it on right now. Let's power it on. Connected to the HDMI on the graphics card. No display, and it's just gonna be in this. Oh, it turned off. Oh, and it rebooted. Okay, that's the first. That never happened before. Usually it's just constantly running the fan. Now it just turned off and it turned back again. So still no boot. So I'm gonna go ahead and start doing some things I usually do when something like this happens. The first one is RAM. Like I said, I installed new RAM on this, and it just started happening with the new RAM inside. So I'm gonna go ahead and see if one of the RAM sticks stopped working, or one of the RAM slots isn't working. So I'm just gonna remove every stick and just install one stick on the first RAM slot and see if that boots. Let me go ahead and try that right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and start removing RAM sticks. I'm gonna go ahead and show you the RAM sticks that I have here. Maybe it's one of the reasons why it's not booting, but I'm not sure yet. So these are the two RAM sticks. One is from G-Skill and the other one is from Team Group. DDR4, 8 gigabytes, 2666. This one is 2400. So this one's a little faster than that one, but we're gonna find out if it's a RAM issue. We're gonna install the very first RAM that I had. This is the original RAM that I own. I'm just gonna go ahead and install it on the first slot and see if maybe it was a RAM issue. Let's see, I can't see. Alright, cool. Make sure you can hear the sound. There you go. Nice. All the clips engaged. Now I'm gonna plug in the computer back in, and I'm gonna turn it on and see if that works. Alright, it looks like it's powering on. Let's see the screen. Still no boot. It's still just running. So maybe it's not that. Oh, okay. It looks like the fan stopped spinning, and it spins up again. That's the second time that this happened. Alright, so it looks like it's the same thing as before. It just powers on, the fan stops, and it starts spinning up again. So the reason I did RAM first is because that's one of the first things that fails most of the time, and it's just the easiest to to diagnose. You just remove all your RAM, try one at a time. Alright, well, I'm gonna go ahead and power it off and see if maybe the RAM slot doesn't work. So I'm gonna try every RAM slot, and I'm gonna see if it still happens. I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm at the last RAM slot. I just powered it on. See if that works. Screen's over there, still no boot. Fans are spinning, all fans are spinning. Still no boot. Original RAM in the last RAM slot. Alright, so it looks like it's doing the same thing. CPU fan stopped and then keeps going. And no boot still. Screen is all black. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and try the new RAM that I bought and see if that's a problem. Let me go ahead and try that. I'm gonna try it like this one and all the slots, and then I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm now at the last RAM slot and on the new team group RAM. Every other RAM slot did the exact same thing. We'll go ahead and try the last one, see if that's a problem. Alright. Looks like it's powering on. Still no boot screen, nothing shows up. Looks like it's doing the exact same thing with the other RAM. So yeah, it's gonna power down the fan, and then it's gonna power on again. Basically the same thing that's been happening. Alright, so now that we know that it may not be the RAM, you know, the RAM slots or the RAM, because I tested both RAMs. And this one is brand new. We're both RAM sticks. This one is new, the other one is not, but this one is brand new. I bought from Amazon like 2-3 days ago. And you know, hopefully it's not the RAM slots, but you know, that's new, so it shouldn't be causing the computer not to boot. Like I said, no boot. So the next step is I'm gonna keep that RAM stick in there in that slot. So the next step is to reset the BIOS. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the computer. I'm gonna unplug the power cord and reset the BIOS. Usually there's a little battery on your motherboard right there. What you want to do is you just want to remove the battery. I dropped it. Okay, so you just remove the battery, and then you hold down the power button on your computer. This will, you know, deplete all the, you know, power on the capacitors, and the battery won't be there, so it would also deplete the BIOS, and it will pretty much reset the BIOS the next time you power it on. In case there's any configuration in the BIOS settings that is preventing your computer to boot. Alright, so now that you've done that, you want to put your battery back in, like so. There you go, and then you want to plug in your computer and power it on and see if that works. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Power it on. Oh, let me turn on the switch. Alright. Alright, looks like it's powering on. Looks like we still have no boot screen at all. So that didn't work. The BIOS should have been reset by doing that quick thing. Oh, looks like the computer turned off, and it's turning back on. Oh no, it's just turned off. Okay, so that is new. That is something that I've not, you know, seen. So I'm gonna turn it back on. And it doesn't want to turn back on for some reason. Oh, there we go. Hopefully the problem is not that the motherboard is bad, because motherboards are expensive. And this is in what is this model? It's a Gigabyte Z690 Gaming X DDR4 DDR4 C690. The chip that I have in here is the i3 12100, I believe. Yeah, the 12100. It's a 4-core, 8 threads, I believe. Still no boot, nothing's happening. So I'm gonna go ahead and try the next thing that I actually should have done in the beginning, but I usually always go for the RAM. The next thing is to disconnect everything that's connected to your board. So I have this NIC here, network adapter, Wi-Fi, and a Bluetooth headset, you know, USB here. So I'm just gonna start unplugging everything. Oh, it looks like I have a Bluetooth USB as well. Mouse. I have a lot of stuff plugged into it. Damn, I didn't know that. Yeah, I'm gonna go disconnect the. I'm gonna keep the power. I'm gonna keep the GPU in, because just, you know, so we can see if it's GPU or not. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the NIC right here. Alright. This is a 2.5 gig NIC that I bought from Amazon. There you go. Alright, so now that we've disconnected everything, I'm turning on the power supply and see if anything changes. Alright, looks like it's powering on. Basically doing the same thing as before. No display. Alright, well, it looks like that wasn't the problem. So the next and last thing would be to remove your GPU. The graphics card may be the reason why it's not displaying at all. I should have, you know, that's the last thing I wanted to test, because it's not easy to replace these. I mean, nowadays it's cheap, but you know, you don't, in your mind, you know, in your head, you don't want it to be the GPU, because, you know, it's just, you gotta buy another one now in order for you to do anything like gaming, you know, stuff like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and try the GPU, see if that's a problem. I do have an extra GPU around just for testing purposes, so I'm gonna try that one and see if it's a GPU or not. And if it's not the GPU, then it's, you know, I hope it's not the motherboard, because those are expensive as well. But let me go ahead and replace the GPU and see if that's the problem. Okay, so for the GPU, I'll be using this one just as a testing, for testing purposes. This GPU should work. I just had it in, you know, laying around. I forgot what model this was. It's a GTX for sure though. So I'm gonna go ahead and replace this one and install this one. The good thing about this GPU here is it does not require PCIe power. It just uses the power from the PCI slot. Alright, so yeah, so this GPU was the HD, what was it? HD 7790 1 gig DDR5 PCIe graphics card by Sapphire. That actually did work. Well, does work, if it still works. I've been playing games with that, so hopefully it's not bad. So I'm gonna try this one right now, one-handed. Alright, there you go. Making sure the clip is engaged. There you go. Alright, we're gonna plug in the HDMI and power on the computer. See if maybe it was a GPU. I hope it's not, because that would be really bad. Alright, so it looks like it didn't power on the first time. Let me go ahead and do that. Alright. So powering on like normal. And it looks like it's doing the exact same thing as before. It's spinning up, then the CPU fan stops, then it spins up again, and no display, no boot, no nothing. So it's not the GPU. It's got to be something else in this computer. For some reason, I don't like I'm lost now. I don't know what else it could be. Maybe I will try to replace. No, I'll try to move the GPU to a different slot. Maybe the slot that I'm using right now, it's not working. So I'm gonna go ahead and try that before I start thinking the motherboard is dead. So I'm gonna go and plug it. Okay, I'm actually losing a little hope right now. I'm thinking the motherboard is dead. But let's see. Go. So I'm gonna try the slot at the bottom. Sorry, try to do this with one hand. It's not easy. There you go. Plugged in. Monitor plugged in. Let's see if it's the slot that was bad, which it shouldn't be, because it was working perfectly fine a couple days ago. So I don't know what's going on. So power it on. Doing the same thing. HDMI plugged into the monitor. The monitor is set to HDMI signal, so I don't know. And it's doing the exact same thing. No picture, no nothing. Nothing's happening. At this point, I think I've done everything that I could have done. It wasn't the GPU. It wasn't the RAM. It may be the motherboard that just went bad. Damn. Well, I think we have we can try another thing. We can try connecting it to the motherboard HDMI slot. Maybe that would work. Maybe it just doesn't like PCI GPUs, PCIe GPUs. So we're gonna go ahead and try that. I'm gonna go power off the computer, and then I want to plug it into the HDMI slot on the motherboard, and I'm gonna go ahead and power it on after I turn on the switch. So I have no idea what could be happening right now. I'm lost. Oh damn! I forgot to unplug the GPU. Let me go ahead and do that. Let me power it off. Alrighty. Power it back on. Yep. I pretty much did everything that I would normally do with on the computer. When one of my computers does this, I would, move RAM around, move GPUs around, remove stuff. Maybe it's preventing the system from booting. There shouldn't be a reason to reseat the CPU. The computer was working totally fine. Nothing was wrong with it. But I just started doing this stuff. I don't know why. So I think the next thing to do is, I don't know. I have no idea what to do. I did everything that I possibly could have done, and there's still no boot, no picture on the screen. So now I'm just gonna look at whatever lights the motherboard is pushing out. Sometimes it tells you what the error is. So let's see. It looks like there's only one light at this motherboard. I don't think you can see it on the camera, but let me see if I can get a flashlight or something. Let me turn on the camera lights. There you go. Alright, so it looks like is that CPU? No. The red light, is that for the CPU? No, it says VGA. VGA. Okay, so that means display. display graphics, yeah. So that it's lit up green, sorry, red, and then the CPU and the RAM is not, and the boot is not. So there's something wrong with the display out. What the frick? Is there anything wrong with these slots? No, there shouldn't be anything wrong. Fan is spinning. I'm totally lost. It says VGA. I tested all of the GPUs that I had. None of them worked. I didn't test the last slot. Well, I already lost hope on that. So it says VGA. What the frick? VGA no boot. Okay, so just for the hell of it, I'm gonna reseat the CPU. Maybe something got in there. I'm gonna reseat it and see if that works. Oh yeah, another thing you want to try if you're in this situation is you want to unplug every single item on your motherboard except for the important ones like the power and the CPU power. Every USB cable can be unplugged, every fan cable except the CPU fan, of course. I'm gonna try that right now and see if that works. It says VGA. So I have, in this computer, I have an SSD and one hard drive. So you want to try to disconnect everything, like I said, all the SATA ports, disconnect all the hard drives from the motherboard. Maybe something is going on where it's trying to pick up maybe some drivers or something like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and try that. I'm gonna unplug everything. I'm gonna show you how it looks. Everything unplugged that does not need to be required, and I'm gonna reseat the CPU and see if that works. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, so I've unplugged everything that's not required to be plugged in. So like the USB 3.2, USB Type-C, the SATA connections to the motherboard. I left the fans on. I don't think there should be a problem for the fans. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and power it on and see if that works. I did reseat the CPU, got some new thermal paste and stuff. So let me go ahead and power it on and see if anything changes. It looks like that red light is still on VGA. VGA red. What the hell is going on here, bro? What is going on here, bro? I have no idea what is going on. VGA LED is red. Still no boot. What the actual baloney is going on here? It's connected to the GPU. It's connected to the board, but it still says VGA red. Maybe the HDMI is not working, which shouldn't be a bad HDMI. HDMI is brand new. Alright, it is connected to the monitor for sure. I'm pretty sure it's connected to the monitor. Yeah, it's connected to the monitor. Sorry, I said motherboard. It's connected. I know, still no boot. Nothing. Try to replug this in, but still not displaying anything. Nothing else is connected to the board. Let's see what the hell might be going on here. I'm stuck. This has not happened to me before, where it's just nothing works. Usually the RAM would work. Fixing that or swapping it around will work. GPU, I tried both GPUs, nothing happened, and it's stuck at VGA out. I don't know what else to do. I'm completely lost. The only other thing that I would see that might be the problem is the motherboard. Maybe it's bad. I have no idea. But you know, the reason I made this video is for if you guys have a computer that's doing this, there are some steps you can try to hopefully fix fix your computer. For me, it didn't work, but if you guys know why this is happening, I will do some research after this video to see what is going on here. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know what I need to replace, but if you guys know what my problem is here, if you could just leave a comment on what may be causing this VGA light to just be red, even after swapping the GPUs out, testing a different slot. It's connected to an HDMI to a monitor that works. I know for sure it works because I've used it all the time, but this is not working. I tried the HDMI on both HDMI slots on both GPUs. Nothing comes up, nothing works. So, and it's kind of sad that this computer stopped working. Now this is not my main computer, but I use this computer for YouTube and stuff. So now I can't do anything of that nature. So I will do some research on why it says VGA. I reset the BIOS, the CMOS. Right there, the battery, I reset that. That's usually what I do sometimes. The SSD shouldn't be a problem because the red boot light, well, nothing's connected to it, so it's not the SSD. So yeah, I'm gonna do some research after this and see what is going on, and if I find the fix, I'll upload another video on how I found it. But for this video, this is basically it. I couldn't fix it. I couldn't figure it out. If you guys know what's going on my computer, let me know, please. And I want to thank you guys for watching my videos. And sadly, I could not fix this computer today. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I'm missing something so simple that I can't figure it out at the moment. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next video if I fix it. Bye.